Thank you for tuning in and welcome back to another edition of Animal General with me, your host, Dr. Mike Hutchinson. Today I'm going to attack one of your questions that came in, and this is a frequent question. It's from Sheila, and it says, what over-the-counter products are available to give my dog for pain? And then she goes on to ask about her cat, so I'll get into over-the-counter products you can use for your cat too. She says, notice my cat was favoring his right front leg. He's an inside cat, but I'm cat sitting and they all get along. There's 2 cats and 1 dog, but the cats are playing, chasing each other, running around, jumping and falling, but he still licks his paw and holds it up a lot. What product can I give him? And he doesn't flinch when I touch it, and it's swollen, and he's still playing. It's not swollen, he's still playing. So basically, she's asking about over-the-counter painkillers. So I'm going to talk about dogs first, and then I'll get into the cats. Now, first, before you give any over-the-counter medication, I'm always very careful when I give advice about this. I'll tell you about some things and what I recommend to my own clients, but ask your veterinarian to be sure that it's safe in your pet. There are some conditions where I wouldn't use all of these things that I'm going to recommend. So I'll start with what you don't give. You've heard of Advil, Motrin, ibuprofen, extremely toxic in dogs and cats. You don't want to give any of these to dogs or cats. Illinois Poison Control said it's one of the number 1 toxicities in our pets every year. You know, you see your dog limping, you think, okay, I take an Advil, I'll give an Advil to my dog. Bad news, don't do that. It can cause a lot of problems with the liver, the kidneys, and even rupture an ulcer in the stomach or the intestine, and that can lead to death. So be very careful, don't use those products. Acetaminophen or Tylenol, we don't use that in pets either. Tylenol toxicity is very common in cats. Sometimes people give Tylenol with a decongestant because their cat's sneezing. Bad in every sense of the way. The decongestant is toxic, and so is the Tylenol itself. It can make it so that their blood doesn't carry oxygen. In dogs, it might take longer. In 30 days or 45 days, the dog might develop aplastic anemia, which can be a fatal condition, and you don't even know it for 30 days or so. So I recommend no Tylenol, no Advil, no Aleve or naproxen or any of the over-the-counter painkillers that we would usually take for our dogs or cats. What you can do, and remember, only under the guidance of your veterinarian, you can ask them, we would answer this for our questions, is buffered aspirin. Aspirin is a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug, and this is in dogs only, not in cats, and dogs only. You could give it with some food, and your veterinarian could certainly tell you the dose. I usually use about 5 milligrams per pound of body weight twice a day with food. If they vomit it, they can't have it anymore, and it should be done as a trial only to see if it helps. So for 3 or 4 or 5 days only to see if it helps. Speak to your veterinarian so they're doing this with you and they agree with that. Now, what else can we use for pain? Now, most dogs, when they're in pain, start to pant a lot. They start to get very uncomfortable. They don't lay down easily. They have trouble getting up and down, and that can be signs of arthritis or osteoarthritis. If that's occurring, a painkiller might help, but try something more natural like Cosequin, Cosequin, or Dasuquin, Dasuquin. Dasuquin is the same thing as Cosequin, but it's added an anti-inflammatory, natural anti-inflammatory called ASU. That's why they call it Dasuquin. So it's the same company, Nutramax. We know it's absorbed by dogs and cats, and it's very effective sometimes for pain from osteoarthritis, and it's incredibly safe. I still think you should speak to your veterinarian, but it's incredibly safe in general when given to animals. And it gives you the dose right on the bottles. And for cats, you can get sprinkles, which makes it easier. You can sprinkle it on their food and they'll take it. And that can help with pain from osteoarthritis. And it doesn't cause many side effects at all. And it can help, say, a cat that's having trouble getting into the litter box because of arthritis. They're very subtle with signs. You don't always know that they're in pain. Sometimes people say the cat's all of a sudden, lashing out at them. And, because they'll bite when they hurt. And you try to pick them up and it just hurts. So speak to your veterinarian. Make sure you're getting their guidance when you do these things, and then you can try those too. In dogs and cats, I like omega-3 fatty acids. I talk about that in many of my podcasts. Omega-3 fatty acids from fish oil. They do better with the fish form of the omega-3s. Flaxseed oil doesn't work as well, and some of the other oils don't work as well as the fish oil, flaxseed oil. Small fish, sardines, mackerel, herring, things like that are very good, but they have capsules that you can puncture with a toothpick and squeeze onto the food. They have things, my dogs inhale them. Actually, my cats inhale them too. I give those every day. But omega-3 fatty acids over time are natural anti-inflammatories. In dogs, I use things like vitamin C and vitamin E that you need to speak to your veterinarian about. That can cause a problem. If, for instance, say a dog has bladder stones, I may not want to give them vitamin C, but very few reasons why I wouldn't. Speak to your veterinarian before you do that. Over the long term, those can also provide some relief from pain from osteoarthritis and generalized pain in muscles. So that can be very, very helpful. In cats, it's very hard to get that kind of thing into them. Some people talk about in cats Comfort Gold. It's a natural supplement. I haven't had much success with it. I've recommended it to a few of my clients and asked them to report back, and I haven't seen many cats respond to it. But then there's anecdotal information or information of clients that have used it saying it works very, very well. So it's a natural gold comfort joint supplement for cats. And so you can try those things, but speak to your veterinarian before you start them to make sure that they're okay with all the ingredients that are listed on the bottle. And for just everyday health, I love massage therapy, where you can massage and increase the circulation. Just like if we get a sore back, we feel better. We get an arthritic hip, we feel better if it's massaged. So do our animals. So if they'll let you massage them, I say have at it. Do it multiple times a day if you can. I think you'll grow closer to them. It'll be a better bond. And I think it's an incredibly safe thing to do that you don't have to ask your veterinarian about. You can just do that. I hope this helps. Remember, if you have a question for a future episode, you can send it to drmikehutchinson.com, DRMIKE Hutchinson.com, and I'll try to get to it on a future podcast. Thank you for listening. Remember, don't just live and let live, but live and help live.